Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 13, Week 7 BearCave games. We've got a fantastic slate of games for you set today, as always. Let me know if you can hear me, because we also got a big-time announcement here at the start of the stream. You got to be able to hear me. I am so excited for this. But if you are if this is your first time here, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You do not need the game. You can come in, claim a team, check out their depth chart, set your playbooks and your schemes, hire coordinators, recruit players, and build them up from a G5 to a P5. You can take a P5, take them to the CFP. We got a 12-team playoff, all this stuff. We also have a bunch of server games as well. Fully functional fantasy football. We have a fully functional sports book with coins and recruiting rewards. If that interests you, check out any of our descriptions for for links and that sort of a thing. If you are watching the streams live, we are also affiliated with Twitch. So if you may run into a couple ads here and there. If you'd want to get rid of those and support the SFA, you can use a Twitch Prime or subscribe to the channel. And all revenue from the Twitch stream does go back to you guys in the form of a national championship care package, including a trophy and some gear from your favorite school. And stickers, that kind of stuff. But yeah, all right, let me know if you can hear. Dog water is foaming at the mouth, obviously. All right. Ooh, boy, like I don't often get nervous on stream anymore, and I'm not even nervous. I'm just excited. No, it's nothing like that, Kenzie. It's one of those things, one of those milestones in the SFA where we've had a few of them where you kind of look back on everything and you're like, dang, it's crazy how far we've come from just a couple of idiots, screwing around on sim matchup, trying to do something, trying to have some fun. It's turned into this crazy thing. Yeah, Pin recommends the national championship package, I bet. But yeah, okay, so without further ado, I am proud to announce that the SFA is an official affiliate of Home Field Apparel. If you don't know what Home Field is, it's the premium collegiate apparel brand for college football. And if you guys know anything about me, it's that I love college football. I love the history. I love the old style mascots, the logos, and Home Field. That's exactly what they do. They have like 150,000 schools, or sorry, not 100, 150-ish schools, and they add new ones all the time. And if you check out the collections, they're insane. They delve into the archives, history of each of the schools. They look at they look at the logos, the old mascots, even like iconic moments, and it's all through the designs. I love them. I've personally been using them for a while, and I've been talking to them over the last couple of weeks, trying to get this set up, seeing if there's something there, and we finally got it rolling. Yesterday is when I got the announcement that we have a code. So if you're a first-time user and you want to check it out, you get 15% off your first purchase. That's absolutely nutty. We also, if you use this brand a lot, which I know some of you guys do, we have an official link where you can still support the SFA. So it's one of those things that it's a win-win-win. We're affiliated with a incredible brand. All the people there are awesome. It's something that's done in Indianapolis only. They don't send stuff out of the country or anything. And yeah, and you support the SFA, and you guys get a discount on some crazy gear. Yeah, that's it. Super cool. If you want to check it out, homefieldapparel.com, Homefield Apparel on Instagram, and yeah, use code SFA, all caps. I don't know if caps are part of it, but there should be a couple of announcements, or I'll showcase some stuff here and there or whatever, but they're taking over the bottom line for now, so I'm super happy about this. It's super cool. It's just one of those things where it's kind of like a full circle moment where it's like, dang, we've made it. We're like official, a company actually thinks we're worth something. So yeah, use code SFA 15% off first purchase. I don't know if it's like by email or IP address or whatnot. You can play around with it, but we also have a link. I'm also going to create like a channel as well in the Discord, to where it's all just right there for you. But yeah, super cool. I think I reached out to them first a couple of months ago. I didn't really hear back, and then a few weeks ago, I don't remember if I reached out or they reached out to me. I think I reached out back to them, didn't hear anything for a while, and then been going back and forth with them. But dude, the people there I've never had a bad experience as a customer, and then on this side either. They're super great, and they have like 150 plus schools, not just the schools we have. There's all sorts of ones. They do like basketball designs, hockey designs, but it's all college based. Super cool. So yeah, check it out. And I am here to say that officially, any and all national championships from here on out, as long as we are affiliated with Home Field, that is where I'm gonna get the gear from. So it takes it that one step farther, because this isn't just some willy-nilly just crappy t-shirt with a logo on it. These guys, they put it like their stuff is incredibly high quality, pretty cheap as well, and it's all that vintage college designs that I love. So anyways, enough of that blabbing. They're on the bottom line now. That's where they're staying. It looks so crispy. I love it. Thank you, Home Field Apparel. They're great. Check them out. But without further ado, let's get into some Bear Cave action, folks. It's going to be a banger. We had some crazy things. I think the craziest storyline, we had a few upsets. I know BYU went down, Buffalo went down. But the craziest storyline was Western Kentucky taking out the starting 2 quarterbacks for App State and beating them on the road. That's a nutty game. If you guys didn't see that, Flynn Saunders was 5 for 5, like 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he went down. But yeah, let's get into it here, folks. And I'm just going to pull up my photos here. And we are going to start with a massive game in the Conference USA, the North Texas Mean Green. That's Coach D Sleep taking on SMU, one of our new users. So if either of you guys are in the stream, D Sleep, if you're here, let me know. And if you missed the live announcement, I will be posting on Instagram a little bit later on after the Bear Cave stream. And I'm going to be posting a new channel in the Discord. And feel free to ask me any and all questions about it. But here we go. North Texas taking on SMU, baby. And now I'm going to go with North Texas, always with the away team, because you can have a chance to call heads or tails, kick or receive. Remember, if you don't know how Bear Cave works, these are the 10 best games of the week. So we're going to, besides game day, obviously, but we are going to walk through the game by sim, slowly, by quarter, then by drive at the end of the game. If it's close, within 1 score, we will watch the ending. So here we go, folks. SMU and North Texas, the Mean Green. They have a couple SFA players, and it's been a pretty disappointing season here for SMU. They had a great year last year, and they have Ryan Patterson coming back, one of the highest ranked quarterbacks in the nation, and they've kind of fumbled the bag, to be honest. They are not having that great of a start. So if you guys did use the sportsbook, remember we bet with coins. This is a SMU 3-point favorite, and the over-under is 53.5. Zach saying he doesn't think he's going to get a natty package. Yeah, I don't think so, my guy. All right, here we go. I don't see D-Sleep here, so as always, we're just going to go heads and kick, folks. That's all right. That's one of those, Florida man, where it'll be a nice little surprise. But hey, FM, you by not wanting to see your game, you ended up winning a really nice one, 2-pointer. So if you probably would have asked to see it, you probably would have lost. All right, here we go. First quarter, and UNT strikes first with a field goal. SMU is driving, though, towards the second quarter, and boom, they get a touchdown. Pretty low scoring to start it out here. Nothing doing, and bam, UNT takes it back. So we're going back and forth here. They can't score before the half. Into the third quarter, here we go. Very low scoring, the under looking to hit. Wait a second, Taquan Twiggs, the SFA player, 83-yard tutty. 20-7. All right. It's a 13-point game, so we're not going to jump in unless SMU does score. This is looking great here for for North Texas as we get a fumble recovery. That's Shea Dickerson, SFA player, but somehow they get a touchdown. It's a 58-yard punt return. Oh, those are the worst. Special teams touchdowns. You can't be giving up that when you're trying to win a division. All right, here we go. 6-point game. We're getting down to that 2-minute mark where we like to jump in and take a look. Here we go. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. SMU has the rock. Can they do it? Can they make the comeback in the fourth quarter? It's going to be a screen pass started out here. A ton of blocking. There he goes. He hurdles a man and he goes down. Big time gain there. Ryan Patterson finds Charles Burks, and they are in business as he breaks his own school records in his career. He's already 600 yards above it. And that was a crazy animation. We got a hurdle into a horse collar. All right, here we go. Handoff to the right side here. Hey, Mike, thank you. I also got to let you know it's not a sponsorship. They don't pay me anything. It's an affiliation. So if we use the code, you support the SFA. Ryan Patterson, though, he floats that. That's risky. Oh, that was it. Marshall Hill, what are you doing? But yeah, man, Home Field is my favorite, like, college brand just because of the vintage logos and stuff. So I'm super pumped about it. Man in motion, jet sweep. Yes, there it is. Outside and fourth down. All right, so decision time. Obviously, you probably got to go for this, but they do have their 2 timeouts. So I don't know if a field goal, it depends how you're feeling about your defense, but 4th and 5. Only 3 down linemen here. They're coming out empty. Watch the QB draw, man. It could come out. 4th and 5. Patterson. He has time. And he's throwing that. He completes it inside the 5. Big time hit. 1st and goal, SMU. BC stuff, nice. Yeah, each school, last night I got lost in the website just looking through all of the cool the logos and stuff. 1st and goal, Patterson out the back of the end zone. He didn't like what he saw. Oh man, D-Sleep. Can he hang on? This is the best start in D-Sleep's career over at North Texas. Yeah, it might be a good idea to milk the clock, absolutely. Under center now, 2nd and goal, handoff up the gut, and they're pushing and they stuff him up. Charles Burks. Now remember, SMU star running back McCollum, he is been out for a couple of weeks. So Burks is a backup there, 3 for 13 on 3rd down today. That is gross. North Texas trying to save some time. Handoff again. Patterson keeps it, and they bring him down. 4th down here yet again. North Texas standing on their head. Here is the game, folks. 4th and goal. They got one already on this drive. Can they do it again? Patterson takes it. They're going to bring a blitz. Free rusher. Open man. Touchdown, SMU. Disaster for D-Sleep. The Mustangs convert and they take the lead. Can we get some magic? A field goal block to miss PAT, please? A 13-point comeback here in the fourth quarter. Disaster for North Texas, who could have taken a lead on this division, surely. But now they got to rely on the offense here. They let up a punt return for a touchdown in the fourth quarter, a game-winning drive. Can they get some magic of their own? This is Taquan Twiggs. He has some room. And Twiggs, he gets up to the 35-yard line. Almost 80 plays run for North Texas. Pretty much doubling them up here almost on the yardage. But they are losing. Can they get into field goal range? We're at the 34. No timeouts left. But remember, the clock does stop on every first down. He's yamming it down the middle. Wide open man inside the 10. Let's go. The mean green. One play. J.J. Robinson from Tony Martin, baby. An absolute yam down the center of the field. And they spiky here. 27 seconds left. Oh, baby. One game in, and we are already an instant classic. 2nd and 10 now. They're just going to run it with Tony Martin. He has that right side. Touchdown, North Texas. SMU surely gave it up on purpose, but you'll take that any day. They're going to go for 2 now to try to make it a 7-point game. Can they make it a full score? Tony Martin. Plenty of time. It runs out off the back foot. He completes it. Shannon American. Chris Johnson. No. Thought that was Shannon American. He can't get in. So they leave the door cracked once again for SMU. We've already had 2 touchdowns here in the final 2 minutes. Can we get a third? Down 5. Ryan Patterson, does he have a little bit more magic left in him? 3 timeouts. Yep, Cryo, you got it. SMU completely playing no defense on that last drive. 1st and 10. Ryan Patterson trips left. Man in motion. Patterson. He's yamming it himself down the same diving catch. Zach Holmes. They're in business, baby. If he would have just put a little air on that, he could have ran to the end zone. There was nobody back there. 1st and 10 now across the 50. 17 seconds left. Send a man in motion. They still have 3 linebackers on the field. And they're going to hand it off here. I know you have the timeouts, but I'm not quite sure if that was really the best play call. Maybe they're just trying to center the ball for a Hail Mary if they end up needing it. Interesting chance there. 2nd and 7 now. Plenty of time. Just dumping it off. Oh, boy. And, yep, you have to use that final timeout. 3rd and 3 now. They need a touchdown. Shea Dickerson, the SFA player, playing incredibly well. Bunch formation here. Have to get a 1st down. They dump it off, and what a pass deflection! 4th down, final play of the game. And it's going to be a yam to the end zone. SMU's converted both 4th downs before. Here we go. Patterson. 4-man rush. He's yamming it deep. And it's caught! Joe Williams diving grab brings it down. And SMU's gonna win. An incredible game here. What just happened? 28-26. D-sleep disaster. Oh my gosh. SMU. They completely choke and they get it right back. A diving grab on a Hail Mary. Wow. Holy smokes, folks. Welcome to that home field era. D-sleep choke. Oh, yeah, that's fall apart for sure. For sure, for sure. It could have been a falling apart for both teams at one point here. We're going to have to check, but entering the fourth quarter, it was 20-7. So we got 27-point fourth quarter. North Texas is up 20-13. They gave up a punt return for a touchdown. Gave up that touchdown drive with 2 fourth down conversions. And then North Texas responds in 3 plays. And North Texas yams it on the last play, man. Holy smokes. Yeah, the over hit on that last play. You're exactly right, Dogwater. Now, it's an SMU no cover, but the over does hit. It was 53.5, so that's 54. You're exactly right. Yeah, leaving UNT worthy, absolutely. As SMU, man, Taquan Twiggs even got involved, 83 yards, but yeah, a punt. Oh, man, and they got that yam, too. Oh, this game could use its own highlight video. Holy smokes, 21-point fourth quarter. I think the most we've ever seen is 28 points. Looking at you, Dogwater. Hey, welcome in, Llama. And as always, we got to get our players of the game graphic. But what a way to start this crazy stream. And we had a ridiculous BearCave stream last week as well. So BearCave has been popping off lately. All right. There we go. All right, moving on. Who do we got next? Virginia Tech and West Virginia. So this is Coach Chetta going off against Coach Hud. Yeah, if either of them are here, let me know. But, man, not a great start for West Virginia this year, man. They were promising, and now they have by far the worst rushing offense I've ever seen. How do you average 37.8 rushing yards a game? I don't understand it, but here we go, folks. They are even on the field. Virginia Tech, I know one of Fink's favorite teams. Yeah, this is definitely one of those toilet bowls. Your game's coming up, Llama. It's just I'm currently on Kansas, the Kansas coach in game. So let's see what happens here. West Virginia, Virginia Tech. I didn't know that this was such a if this is such a crazy rivalry. I think it is. I thought it was more so Virginia Tech versus Virginia, obviously, but yeah, nothing on the defense. A lot of work cut out for Coach Hud if he decides to stay here. If you did put in a submission for this game, it's a 4.5-point road favorite for the Hokies and an over-under of 56.5. Virginia Tech, Milan Pusker Stadium. All right, I don't see anybody in chat, so it's heads and kick. How will this one hold up against that crazy Conference USA game? Here we go, folks. West Virginia, they start out with a touchdown. They're up 14-0. This is not a drill. They can't be stopped right now on offense. 21-7. They're sick of losing. 28-7 here at halftime for the Mountaineers. And can they hold on? Virginia Tech, no, they can't do anything. There they go. They get one back. Can they get another? Oh, they get a penalty. Fourth quarter time. We're within a possession. Here we go. Another close game here in the fourth quarter. We got a tie ball game. 28-7. That does not matter. Here, a fumble now. Ozzie Merkins recovers. And they take the lead! What is happening? West Virginia just completely runs out of steam here in the fourth quarter, in the second half, really. It was a 28-7 lead at halftime. Here comes Virginia Tech again, and they score again! We can't even jump in! Oh, my. 35 unanswered points? And we just go play by play, see if they can get a response. 4th and goal. They're down 2 possessions, and they get stuffed. Oh, passes dropped. You can't make this up. 42-28. Incredible. I don't know what HUD did to piss off the blue square, but man, that was incredible. Yeah, maybe there was an injury. Let's check it out. Because you got Nobles here. Darby running the ball. And then Massey. And then it was just Dean. 5 second-half touchdowns. 4 in the fourth quarter. Dean running through the Mountaineer defense. All right, let's check it out. Robert Williams. We're going with the Hokies first here. And 6 touchdowns. Congrats on the player of the week. Holy cow. I know he had a massive performance in the watch party game, but Jamal Dean, the redshirt senior, putting the team on his back there in the fourth quarter. And the defense, how did Ozzie Merkins play? The transfer from Texas A&M, he got himself an interception. And he got himself a forced fumble and a recovery, so the transfer working out here for Coach Chetta. And they had no quit. They were down 21. And they just never stopped. All right, let's check out Virginia Tech. And, I mean, Pat Smith played a little bit. I don't know who was the starter. I think Nobles is the starter. Maybe he went down. So that must have been it. You went from 75% completion all the way down to 47. And then Darby, obviously, he was working pretty well, but they went away from the run in their playbook selection. So backup quarterback is probably the reason that they lost this game. And you got 2 sacks here for Hawkins. Tyree got 1. And Richie Boots, the SFA player, got himself 5 tackles. 99 speed guy. What a comeback here for the Hokies on the road. All right, Dogwater, we got 1 choke out of the way. That means that you might be good. We normally get 1 a stream at least. Does this bode well for Arizona? The king of the BearCave choke. All right, moving on. We've got Coastal Carolina and Florida Atlantic. And can you believe it? Is that as it sits right now, Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, are the only team in the Sun Belt that has a realistic chance at the playoff with that 1 loss. So let me know if you're here, Coach Trog or Torn Comic, G-Man, National Player of the Week nod. Yeah, potentially we'll see. There's always some random nut in like a random game that just went ballistic. But CJ Irons, last time they were on BearCave, they got shut out by Southern Miss and Coach B-Dog. Can they right the ship here? And for Florida Atlantic, they've got Cyrus Lloyd. They've got 2 Power 5 pass rushers coming down to help them out in Brian Arakpo and Angus Falk. So we'll see what they can do here today. 48.5 fantasy points. That's what you like to see, Cryo. That's A-chain production right there. If you're watching this, Florida man, give me A-chain back. I traded him for literally nothing. So if you're betting on this game, it's a 7.5 point favorite for the Chanticleers and a 59.5 over under. I think that the spread might be a little bit too high for the Chanticleers on the road, but we'll have to see. But yeah, Jarkus has it on the head. Choke job irons on BearCave. You never know. In Sim, we know what he can do. So let's take a look. First quarter here down in Florida. Already a 14-0 lead. 21-0. 28-0 here in the first quarter. Oh, man. Choke job irons. He is trying to get to a playoff game against his brother EJ Irons over at Alabama, as we're at 42-7 here at halftime. 45-7. Over-under almost hitting in the first half alone. An explosion. The Chanticleer scoring all the points they forgot to score against B-Dog. 52-7. One more point in the over hits. If this game stays scoreless, that's going to be hilarious. Let's see. Can anybody score? It's 59.5. There it is. Florida Atlantic gets it done. Are we going to see more scoring for Coastal? No, they just run out the clock there. They're nice to them. And let's take a look at the damage here. A.J. Samuel, SFA player, gets 2 touchdowns back-to-back and then 2 throws from C.J. Irons. He gets himself a run. Samuel runs it. This is an explosive offense. Absolutely incredible game for Coastal. They'll probably going to find their way into the top 25 next week. Big-time game here for C.J. Irons and 4 touchdowns for A.J. Samuel on the ground. Mad I didn't pick him in fantasy. Dang. DeMar Moon, the SFA player, getting a sack at middle linebacker. Dino Laverne, SFA player. Interception for Doherty. And then let's check out how FAU did. We've got Florida Atlantic, got Cyrus Lloyd. He threw an interception. He's had a couple really good games, though, this year. They just kind of ran into a buzzsaw here today. Can't really do much about it, especially when they haven't really built up anybody around him. But Angus Falk went ballistic, if anybody did. 4 tackles for loss. They got a sack. You got a couple tackles for loss here. Arakpo really disappointing on that left end. And that will do it here. You got Coastal. You got Florida Atlantic. And, yeah. 0-2 on the Shamrock parlay. That's just kind of how it works. All right, so we got CCU. And Kansas and LSU, you're exactly right. Llama, it is time. Is anybody on a bye week? Jay Jett is on a bye week. So I normally try not to be on the coach when I'm simming the game. I don't know if it has any sort of effect on the game, but I just want to be safe. Think if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Obviously, the overall skews heavily towards LSU, but Kansas is the better team historically. I don't know if Think is even here. Here we go, though. Kansas and LSU, baby. In Kansas, they had a bye week last week after getting absolutely disrespected by BYU on BearCave. So we'll see if they can turn it around. They had a dream start, but they're at the start of a critical 4-game stretch. And we've got rain here in Louisiana. That does not bode well here for the Jayhawks. Oh boy, LSU trying to build something here. Llama finally gets his dream job. Difficult start to the year. Couple big-time losses in the SEC. Here we go. Heads and kick per usual. And we are off in the WYFA Bowl between 2 media partners. 7-0 LSU to start it out, but Kansas responds to the field goal. No Bryson Shant, the SFA player at quarterback. And then LSU decided to put Deshaun Niebers in a starting wide receiver position. But Kansas takes the lead here. This game's going slower. LSU takes the lead. And they get the ball back quickly. They extend it to 2 scores, but they miss an extra point. Going into the third quarter now. 10-point lead for the home team. Up to 17. LSU taking care of business. They're eating the Jayhawks. Oh, man, this is getting dirty now. 34-10. Kansas can't do anything. No explosiveness at all here for Kansas today. 41-10. Absolutely destroyed here. Kansas never stood a chance. And those of you who bet that over-under of 7.5 wins for them are starting to breathe a little easier now, as they've lost 2 in a row. Terrell Pryor gets a touchdown. Deshaun Niebers gets a touchdown. The $1 million recruit. Big-time game for Llama. That's his best win of his career. Bryson Chant didn't really have a bad game through the air. Obviously, the completion percentage not where it needed to be. Krong Barron at one point was in the Heisman conversation. Gross. Terry Butler, J.J. Justice doing his thing. But once again, this team's lack of talent kind of coming up on them. Tez White leads the country in sacks. None today. They do get an interception here, but nothing really else of note. And now, how did LSU do? They got Grant Davis. We've seen him a little bit now, the sophomore. 2 touchdowns and an interception. Rushing the ball, William Keller. He's a great running back. And they got a lot of different guys the ball. Holy cow. And receiving, Deshaun Niebers gets 5 receptions, 66 yards. But Terrell Pryor was the star of the show per usual. Blocking the ball, 10 pancakes. And then Nathaniel Bandit, the SFA player, 3 sacks. That's the reason there, folks. Holy smokes, just taking over the game. Higgins getting a sack as well. And there you have it, 41-10. Didn't even have time to tell you the over-under or anything in this game. I'm going to say that Kansas was favored. They definitely did not win. But the over-under was 60.5, so the under hits pretty severely in this one. The Tigers get it done. And we are on to the Sickos game of the week. And that's Cryo's team, and he is here. We got Oklahoma State as well, but Sved gets... Sved, if you're here, let me know. You do get priority on the coin toss. This is the first career game on stream for Cryo. Alright, I don't see Sped, so Cryo heads, or sorry, not heads or tails, just kick or receive since you are the home team here, and we're heading to the Mountain West. And this is a Sickos game of the week, which means I'm going to put out a prediction. I remember to get a prediction going here today, so we've got a big-time quarterback matchup. The #1 recruit from Season 12, Stequavius Gates, versus Dyron Satterfield. So who has more passing yards? Gates or Satterfield? Get those Bobinos ready. It is live. You get 1 minute. Cryo is going to kick here. Tough start to the year for Oklahoma State, but they had been putting together a couple very competitive games. Gates finally starting to get that footing, and then UNLV finally figuring out their defense. So who is going to get it more passing yards? Let me know when the prediction ends. If you're betting on this game, it's a 4-point spread for UNLV, the home team, and a 66.5 over-under. Neither of these teams like to play defense really at all. If you put any money on Oklahoma State, you are going to win some big bucks. There you go. Somebody put 10K. He said kick. All right, let's get on into it now. Oklahoma State and UNLV. Let's get it going. We're at Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Dyron Satterfield. The Cowboys come to town. Not the Dallas Cowboys, just the Cowboys. Except these guys play like the Dallas Cowboys. Stequavius Gates. Maybe we get to see some gameplay from him today. We're almost halfway through the BearCave stream. All right, Cryo, and he does not win the kick, so we're going to defend. Let's get it going here. 7 minutes on the clock here. notoriously one of the darkest stadiums in the game in terms of lighting. 0-0 first quarter. So a 66.5 point over-under. Failing to even get off the runway here. But 10 points for Oklahoma State. And a scoreless first half at home here for UNLV. Definitely not the way you want to play in front of the home crowd when you're trying to pump them up on your first career stream. But they battle back 13-10 now. We've got a game brewing. Oklahoma State extends the lead. Can they battle back? Dyrone, what are you doing? Where's Darren Archer? We need a scorer from UNLV to jump in. Here we go now. Jermaine Gresham, Dyron Satterfield, Archer. Can they punch it in? Yes, they do. Here we go now. 20-17. They are going to go for the onside kick, but they do have 3 timeouts, so they can still get this back. A terrible kick as that goes right up the gut. Oklahoma State now, 3-point lead. Can they finish it? A couple of first downs wins the game. Stequavius Gates, the #1 recruit in the class. They are running power to that right side, it looks like. Pistol formation, handoff up the gut. Big open hole, and that's going to be a first down. It's going to get really chippy now here, as they could probably still get the ball back here with about 40 seconds left. Hand it off again here. Going to the outside. This time he gets stood up in the backfield. Danny Jackson goes down. -3 yards. Second and 13. They go back to this pistol set that got them the last first down. This time they clog the holes, bring them down. Last time out coming on out. Jeff Heath on the tackle. 3rd and 10. A first down wins the game here for the Cowboys. They're in shotgun. Crowd in the line, though. UNLV, they don't buy it. That middle of that field's so wide open. They're going to throw it here. Gates has time. Runs out. Delivers a strike on the run. That's a first down. Oklahoma State is going to win the game. Tyreek Asher, the SFA player, the former 4-star, reeling it in. Stequavius Gates, welcome to the SFA. A big-time throw to win the game there. On the run. And that's what Gates brings to the table, the gunslinger. Pistol Pete is proud. He's sleeping in his bed happy tonight. Victory formation here for the Cowboys on the road. Coming to a rough environment. UNLV's a great team. And they just come up short. And as we hit triple zeros here at Allegiant, the Cowboys survive 20-17. Big time road win. Satterfield, you just got no production from the rest of the team there. Darren Archer, where were you? Where's the running game? Almost had him, Cairo, but the beauty of being a first-year coach is you don't have any, it's not your team, you know, so you can't take any of the blame for losing that game. Darren Archer did have a touchdown, but a little too late. Nothing in the first half. That's where you went wrong. Not even that bad of a performance from Dyron. Just inability to run the ball today. Under 3.5 yards a carry. Jermaine Gresham, your leading receiver there in the receptions. Yardage was Waller. Darren Archer did his thing out of the backfield. And on defense, you did get a sack, but nothing really else. No turnovers that I can see. And for Oklahoma State, Stequavius Gates, the freshman. Big time game for him. 2 touchdowns. He ran the ball a little bit as well. Tyreek Asher got that big one at the end. And on defense, how did these SFA players play? 4 tackles for Akana. Deuce Withers, no sacks. They didn't even really do anything. The defense is switch tees. Yeah, but hey, you only gave up 20 points. Both these teams were averaging an insane over-under. That's why it was... Wait, who had more passing yards? Shoot, I wasn't looking at the passing yards. Oh, obviously Oklahoma State. Or wait, was it? For the home field thing, custom SFA gear, not at this point yet. Let me just verify. That could be something that happens in the future. I haven't really talked to him about anything SFA specific, but that's a good idea. It's a... Let me look. I was 165 versus 262. Yeah, I almost clicked Gates. That would have been bad. All right, let's choose the outcome. Satterfield, the lesser prediction there. And I lost my players of the game there. No! It's all right. We'll get them here. There you go. You already have home field stuff. I knew home field. A lot of people already use the brand. So, one of my favorite brands. So, I'm very excited about it. Boom. Moon going crazy. Yeah, there's a ton of crazy things on that website. That's why I'm so happy about it. All right, let's move on here. And we got the Patreon choice game of the week. It was Illinois and Missouri. So, Flame, if you're here, let me know. Can he bounce back after that game day game a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, it's all about... It's all about avoiding those conference losses. So, Flame, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Tribe, you're up. Can they get that upset? It was 20-17 on the last game. This game is a 9.5 point favorite for the road team, Illinois. And the over-under is 55.5. Oklahoma State won. All right, here we go. It's at Missouri, Columbia, I believe. Yeah, there's definitely some you're never going to be able to get full realism, but we get pretty close. Tribe, welcome in, seeing if you can pull off an epic upset here. Heads and kick per usual. Illinois on the road. A disrespectful 9.5 point road spread, in my opinion. Here we go. Illinois strikes first, and they strike second. 10-0 early. 17-0. That was a quick touchdown. It's all right. Missouri can bounce back here. 17-7. 17-14, oh boy, that was a lie. I didn't know they'd actually bounce back. 24-10 at halftime. They are currently covering, but Missouri gets a quick score. Missouri, can they pull the upset? It's only a 6-point game going into the fourth quarter. They take the lead, Missouri, baby. Here we go. Illinois takes it right back. We've got a barn burner here. Missouri, oh, the punt team comes out. Let's slow it down here. We're going to go play by play. And a quick score, a Davis Holman SFA player, 68-yard touchdown, puts it back up to 2 scores. Oh, no. Can Missouri battle back? Plenty of time here. Oh, an interception. Now they're going to run it with Boogie Toes. No! Get a stop. 40-28. They do get the stop, but very little time remaining. They need a big play here. 40-28. Can they score? No, they can't. They gave a valiant effort. They had a fourth quarter lead, but Missouri just couldn't do it, and it is a cover here for Illinois. Davis Holman popping off. Boogie Toes getting a long run. Hines, the transfer from Georgia, getting involved here. And a fumble recovery for Mizzou. But they just couldn't outlast. That big play by David Holman kind of killed them. Fun game there. Tim Miles really coming into his own. I've called him out a few times. 232 yards for Boogie Toes. Massive performance for him and Davis Holman as well. Nigel Pancake gets 16 pancakes with Muffy Breastfeeder out on the other side, so he took over his pancake duties. Got an interception here from Bud Peeler, the SFA player. Vince Wilfork getting himself a sack. So Illinois getting a big-time performance from all of his guys. Joffrey Jones. And how did Beard do? He got one inside the 20. That's what it's all about. Terrell Hunter, the quarterback. Not a bad game. You'd like to erase those interceptions, obviously raise the completion percentage. Decent yards per carry. Justin Hines, obviously that transfer tight end from Georgia, coming in clutch as your best receiver. But just Missouri's a little bit away. They are missing some pieces. Harrison Hood, obviously they lost a lot to the portal. So definitely rebuilding for Missouri, but a fun game nonetheless, and that's something to be proud of. Not a bad game. Jarkus, let me cook. I'm trying to build them up, man. Except this year, I did move the quarterback accuracy like down 1 because I wanted game day to be a little bit more realistic where it wasn't all completions. And in turn, that's actually lowered the universal kind of quarterback accuracy like completion percentages that we see. So now anything above 50 or above 60, 65 is really good. All right. And it's that time of the week. No more avoiding it. It is time for San Diego State to take on East Carolina. We dropped to number 2 in the poll despite being tied for number 1 because Texas, obviously, insane start to the year. Can we get a W here? We are at home. We've lost to this team before. Here we go. There we go. Take care of business. Dusty Dukes again, man. He is coming on strong. Vanilla Vic, there you are. He hasn't shown up in a few weeks. Take a quick look. 199, 2 tutties for Vanilla Vic. That's what you like to see. And Christian Richard currently at the top of the Heisman race. Great game yet again. Not that many yards, and he didn't get any rushing touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Kilpatrick. And on defense, anything crazy stand out? No, we just took care of business. And San Diego State, nothing crazy for them. So there you have it. East Carolina takes care of business. Let me just get the scoring summary so I remember to post my game because I always forget. But now we got a big-time BearCave game coming up, and this is massive for the state of that group of 5 race for the auto bid to the 12-team playoff. We've got Cincinnati taking on Navy. Navy destroying, absolutely destroying App State on game day last week. Cincinnati coach, I don't think is here. I did see Coco, so Coco, if you're here, let me know. Kick or receive, or Cincinnati, let me know if you are here. But Cincinnati is far and away the number 1 team in the group of 5 right now in terms of ranking. They're number 12. The next highest ranked team was LA Tech, who escaped a comeback from Kansas State in overtime. All right, nobody is talking here. I'll give it about 5 seconds left before I just go with the away team like normal. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, Cincinnati. Of course, Coco puts in a request right after I do it. But if I win the toss, I'll pick receive, so it's as if you kicked. So that's fine. Obviously, Army, a critical loss to Air Force last week. Winless Air Force. Coach MZ. That Notre Dame loss completely turning into a fraud. Their only win is over Michigan State, who's done nothing well this year. They lost to Maryland. Jerry Schmierman comeback. And we were here at Navy last week, so we're coming right back at it. We're going to try to get this to a receive here. I normally pick kick, but Coco said kick, so we're going to do receive. Here we go. Number 12, Cincinnati, and they start out with a big touchdown. And 14-0, Sammy Baugh, Rex Oslin, where are you guys at? Can you guys replicate your big-time game last week? Nothing doing here in the first half. They're now down 20. 20-0 here at halftime. Navy has to, and they do, a two-play response, but they give up a touchdown. Oh, nothing there. All right, still the same spot they were at halftime. You got to get a stop, and they do. Can you start scoring here? And no. Oh, 4th and 14. They can't get it in. Cincinnati now. Can they finish it out? Sammy Baugh trying. 4th and 10. Nothing doing, and that is likely going to end this game. Cincinnati's defense comes into Navy and stifles their offense that exploded against App State. They get a touchdown at the very end there, help them out, but 27-14 here on the road for Cincinnati. They are looking for real, and obviously they are ECU's kryptonite historically. Big time throw to Tony Nolan, who we saw was a breakout player last week. He continues his breakout. And Joe Broussard, 4 touchdowns. This guy leads the country in passing TDs and probably yards at this point after Flynn Saunders going down. Hank Jones, the fullback, running for him. And 10 receptions for 2 different guys. And they are cooking here in Cincinnati. And, yeah, I mean, not much to say. Just quality game. They just got it done. Yeah, one of those expected L's. Maybe Sammy Baugh having himself a decent game, though. I mean, 50%, that's where it was lacking. Rex Oslin, the running game could not get going. Rex Oslin, you got to be better there. Sammy Baugh as well. Nobody above 3.5 yards. And Bernis Cesaro, though, he didn't do anything on the game day game, so glad he got involved. And that was the only catch for Tony Nolan. 73-yard bomb. On defense, Inman getting 11 tackles. You've got 4 tackles for loss. Julius Nambo finally doing something. He gets a sack. And Drago Crawford, he gets a sack. He had an interception last week. All right, so that is that game. We're on the right side of the graphic now. These are the big-time games. These are the games that matter on the playoff push. And remember, after this game, our punter/kickers replace after they graduate. Yep, it's the game recruits everybody for you. So kind of the overarching kind of formula for the SFA is is that the game recruits a class for you, and your SFA players that you recruit in the Discord, those are your stars. Those are the guys who are going to take you to the highest heights or take you to the lowest lows. So the game's going to recruit kind of the base specialists for you. If you really want to recruit those in the SFA, you can, but we typically leave those up for the game. Yeah, so it's really important that the players you recruit in Discord, they are far and away the best players on your team. And those are kind of your stars, so you want to kind of fill those positions that are big time. Remember, recruits coming later on tonight. And moving on, though, we've got TCU and a surprising Kentucky team. One of the best games we saw last week, that 37-35 slugfest in the SEC. Mango, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Mango. Kentucky guy, maybe he's here. This is a fun one. I don't see him here. There you go. Defensive moves. That's where they're at. All right. TCU, they haven't been on stream in a couple weeks after kind of being exposed as frauds. They were one of the most hyped teams coming into the season. Kentucky completely flying under the radar until last week. I believe their rank actually improved last week, or it might have stayed the same after their loss to Alabama on stream. But TCU, one of the best offenses in the country. And if you thought last week was high-powered, this game could get crazy. It's a 3.5-point home favorite for the Kentucky Wildcats and an over-under expected of 62.5. Number 3 rush offense in the country for Kentucky. And we've got rain here in the Southeastern Conference. We had it in Louisiana. It's up here in Kentucky as well. Here we go. I haven't played a lot of games in Kentucky Stadium ever. Obviously, I typically don't play in the SEC, so. This is a cool stadium. I love the checker. And here we go. TCU popping off here. Yeah, definitely. Very high scoring. And a field goal for Kentucky. TCU does get a touchdown quick. So 10-7 here early. Maybe those offenses are starting to open up. And Kentucky takes another early lead like they did last week. 24-14. TCU can't stop them. TCU battling back, though, within 3. A long touchdown drive there for Kentucky. And they battle back there. We're already almost to the over. We're 3.5 points away as we enter the fourth quarter. Another game coming down to the wire here in the SFA as TCU takes a lead. Can Kentucky respond? Yes, they do. 38-35. Oh, baby, we've got a good one brewing here. We're going to go one play at a time. Remember, we jump in at that 2-minute mark. We got a third down here across the 50 for TCU. They are 9 of 11 on third down. Safety coming down. JT Redwine, the SFA quarterback, he has time on the run down the seam. Intercepted. That's Avery DeLo. The SFA safety makes a pick on JT Redwine, and they take over. Kentucky, can they finish this game? He has room to the outside, and he goes down. A big-time pick by the SFA safety. 2nd and 7 now. Can they finish the game? Kentucky, remember in this situation last week, they got a safety. Handoff to the left-hand side now, and they bring him down short. Sean Houston only gets about 5. A 3rd and short incoming. There's Cornelius Day. He is the transfer middle linebacker from Nevada that was picked up in the portal. 3rd and 2. TCU's game on the line here. Pistol formation at the 23. Handoff the gut. Big time push, and there goes Houston. That's going to be a first down and likely the game. TCU can't get it done. Kentucky gets another massive win here. As victory formation now, folks. 3.5-point favorite, so Kentucky is not going to cover. But the win is all that matters, as Kentucky will move to 4-1 here in the SFA. And they are a sneaky good team out of the Southeastern Conference. They could give some of these top teams some headaches down the line. They sure did give Alabama a run for their money. Now, there is going to be a difference, I believe. No, there's not. So this will be the final game. They are going to run a real play, though. So TCU, if you ever had a chance, here it is. 3rd and 15. They just hand it off to Houston up the middle. And he shrugs off one, pushes through another. They try to rip the ball out, but nothing doing. And that is going to be the ball game. They just wanted to get Houston another touch. Somebody on the sideline had the over-under for carries. As after last week, they lost 37-35. This week, getting a win 38-35 at home. Kentucky, one of the most surprising stories here of Season 13. Redwine, he had the chance. But throwing on the run across your body down the seam is just not going to work against a team of this quality. Avery De La O, the SFA player, jumping the tight end. He had some room as well, the tight end, if he got enough oomph on that one. That was a bit of a dinky yam right there. A big-time performance here for Kentucky. And TCU, man, they had their chance. A big-time BearCave stream so far. A lot of great moments. We got a few more games to play before game day, which is going to be the Lone Star Showdown between Texas A&M and Coach Gook and #1 ranked Texas and Coach Dave. Darius Hayward-Bay got on the board. He got a 2. He got 3. All right, let's see how this went down. JT Redwine, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Sutton getting 30 carries, over 4 yards a carry, doing pretty well. Darius Hayward-Bay, the best receiver in the country here. One of the best receivers. 14 pancakes, that's a big number. Kane Chambers leading in tackles, but no extracurriculars per usual. Now Kentucky, let's see what happened here. Mark Harris, the junior, and he's kind of playing like a game manager. He's just doing what he has to do. Give the rock to Sean Huston. 2 touchdowns, over 4 yards a carry, and receiving the ball did their jobs. And on the defensive side here, you've got Jamichael Killens, SFA player. Rick White got that other interception, and where is he? The man of the hour, Avery De La O, the SFA player, 92 overall, seals the game for Kentucky. All right, folks, one of my favorite games of the year, every year, SFA and real life, is the Cy-Hawk game, baby. We've got Iowa. We've got Iowa State. So, Jarkus, I know you're here. Let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. All right, Iowa and Iowa State, man. Here we go. He's scared. That's all right. We've got Coach Logan against Coach Jarkus. Iowa and Iowa State. Iowa State beat Baylor, but they stumbled against Nebraska, so we really don't know who this team is. This game is a push game, though. Can Iowa rebound after a rough start to the year? They did it last year. Rough start, and then they powered through the second half of the schedule. 57.5 over-under for the push game. Here we go. Cy-Hawk game normally is week 3 in the SFA, but with the updated balanced schedules from Coach Rick, Iowa and Iowa State, here we go. It's a new look Iowa State, no longer the days of Kiko Strong. Iowa, though, the last year of Jason Richardson. Oh, week 2. Whatever. Tails and kick. All right, let's see what they got here. And Iowa State's going to win the toss. We're in Ames this time around. Jack Trice Stadium, one of the coolest stadiums I've ever been to. And here goes Iowa. Quick score, but they respond. Remember, Jamar Siggins, the quarterback from Missouri, transferred over to Iowa State in division. Iowa gets another touchdown. The reigning Big Ten champions up 21-7 at halftime. And Iowa State adds a field goal. They're hanging tough, but Iowa extends the lead. 18 going into the fourth quarter. Can Iowa State come back? No, an interception. Tom Ackerman, and a big-time touchdown there for McGuire. Jason Richardson having a field day. Iowa State does respond. 4 minutes left. Let's not get carried away here. But 21-point lead, and this game is going to be over. A big-time win for Iowa. Get to 4-2. Massive win in the non-conference. Let's check out how it went. And McGuire popping off, getting 3 tutties from Richardson here. Ackerman, man, big-time pick. 16 of 20, an 80% completion percentage. That's what we're talking about. Jarkus, 3 tutties. And Madsen on the ground, 42 carries, averaging over 5 a carry, 221 yards. And the wide receivers, it was all McGuire all day long. Willie Anderson did get 1 for 24 yards. Foreman getting 8 pancakes. Veal getting 5. And on the defensive side, we got an interception from Sua Sailor and Tom Ackerman. Both of your SFA linebackers getting involved here. You love to see it. And Iowa State, Jamar Siggins having himself an all-right day, but you can't turn the ball over in these rivalry games. They could never really get the ball moving on the ground. And overall, they are lacking those big-time Mo Alley Cox receiver-type guys. And on defense, Stevie Scumbag, it's all him all day long, and that's just, you can't rely on one player on defense. Chaz Weber, 4 tackles, but no extracurricular activities, as I like to call them. No sacks, TFLs, deflections, or even interceptions. Zadie likes non-factor in this game, and that's the way it goes. One more game here, folks. Congrats, Jarkus. The first win of your tenure for Iowa State. That's a big one. Like I've said for a few years now, I love the way that Iowa's been built. I think that last year could have been a special year. I love Dan Davis. If you can get one of those power running backs, man, that would complete this team. But obviously now you're going to be on the hunt for a quarterback. All right, folks, get those Bob and us ready. We got another game here. Hold up. Let me look at the graphic. Yeah, this is the last game before we got game day. Obviously, one more game remaining after this. So get those Bob and us ready. We've got Arizona and we've got Utah, baby. Moon versus Dogwater. No spreads or any of that junk on the predictions. You got 1 minute here, Arizona and Utah. You got Gamara or you got Toko Pakarori? Tokomaha Pakarori. As long as you have 25,000 coins that aren't held up in bets in the sportsbook, as long as you got visits available and you got 100K in recruiting budget, you can get rejects. Getting a reject, you don't have to be at home. Yeah, you don't have to be at home. The only rule is that you have to have the resources, and you can only get at most 3 a season. So all you gotta do is look at the spreadsheet, make sure that the guy that you want hasn't already been claimed, and you just DM me the player ID, and then I will post it whenever I get a chance. They're at a first come first serve basis. So whoever DMs me the player ID first gets the recruit. So obviously I can't always post them right away. All right, here we go. Arizona is the away team. They are ranked number 15, coming off of a loss against Stanford on BearCave a couple of weeks ago. And here we go, Utah. Couple bad games against Florida and ECU, trying to rewrite history. Got to figure it out, their offense. They're at home, one of the toughest places to play in the country. Richie's Eccles Stadium or whatever it is. Three and 2, but remember, those losses out of conference do not matter, really. It's all about this. This is a big-time win. Whoever wins this game is really the only threat to Stanford at this point. And I said it, if you listen to the Patreon playoff push little podcast thing, is I think this could be a playoff elimination game. I know it's a little early. This week is the end of the first half of the season. But, baby, it's Rice-Eccles Stadium. There we go. This could be an elimination game. Heads in, kick here for Dogwater. And I didn't know that Utah went by U of U. That's kind of funny. Obviously, University of Utah, but U of U. It's a cool strat. Early touchdown here for Utah, so they kick it off. Can they get another? No! They choke there on the offensive end. And again! So Arizona, the Legion of Dread, coming up clutch here on the defensive side. But their offense, what's going on, Arizona? Big time drive now. They add a field goal. And a quick touchdown. That must have been a defensive score or something. It's only a touchdown lead here at halftime. Oh, baby, this one's heating up. Third quarter now. Arizona on the move, running the ball down their throats only to add a field goal. Seabass doing his thing. And once again, holding him to a field goal. And going into the fourth quarter, man, can Arizona somehow stop them? They do! On 4th and 1, it's a goal line stand for Arizona. Can they battle out of their own end zone? It's intercepted! Josh Gomara throws a pick. Oh, man, now it's a 10-point lead here. Field goals on field goals. Arizona's in emergency mode. And can they score? And they're getting big plays now. Can they get in there? Yes, they do. And it's an interception by Luke. The PAT was intercepted. I don't even know how that happens. Did they go for 2? What in the world just happened? All right, we're jumping in, though, folks. Utah has the ball across the 50, 23-19, up by 4. Can Arizona get the ball back? They hand it off to their man up the middle. That is not Tokomaha Pakarori. That is White. So did Toko leave the game early? Poe Castle beats him up there. And they're going to get the ball back, folks. Punt is off, and that's going to go into the end zone. So a 4-point lead here for Utah. Can they hold? 2 timeouts for Arizona. Josh Gomara coming out onto the field. I feel like he's already thrown the interceptions he was going to this game. Is this Arizona's chance? Is this where they finally arrive? They've been saying we come in forever. Dumping that off. He's open, and he's questioned whether to go out of bounds, but they forced him out anyways. Clock does stop. That's Aaron Pugh. Notoriously known for choking against Rutgers, fumbling the ball a couple of years ago. 2nd and 5 now, Josh Gomara. Safety's coming down. 2nd and 5 here, Gomara, clean pocket. Oh, and it's intercepted again! Trying to find Lazard! Josh Gomara pick! Death taxes, Josh Gomara interceptions. Utah takes over. Now it's not over yet, folks. A first down gets it, and there it is. The first down likely ends the game. A big-time win here for Moon if they can hang on. He needed this more than anything after a couple tough out-of-conference losses. A bounce-back game of epic proportions here at home. Dogwater is absolutely furious. A little more air on that one, and Lazard was gone. 2nd and 13. They're going to have to get something incredible from the Legion of Dread. I don't know if they're capable of it. Clock is the biggest factor now. 3rd and 15. They're going to run a real play here, but the question is about Toko's health at this point. Doing this with a backup running back. 3rd and 15. The man was in motion. And Arizona's gonna have to get an incompletion here, otherwise the game is over. They are gonna throw it here, and it's caught, but it goes out of bounds short. Arizona gets a lifeline. Matt Warren Not only was that not a first down, but he goes out of bounds. They are going to kick a field goal to push it to 7, but Arizona gets a chance. And the kick is good, and they push it to 7, but you got to think just running it there would have ended the game. Moon doing his best Mario Cristobal impersonation here. 36 seconds left. You give Gamara and Mike Wishbone the ball? We saw crazier things happen just today in the SMU North Texas game. They had no timeouts, 22 seconds left. Does Arizona have a miracle? 75 yards away from tying this game up. We've seen crazier. Gamara has time, delivers a rocket. It's picked off again! You can't make this stuff up, Gamara! Another one, back to back! A legacy game here for Josh Gamara, baby! Incredible! Oh my God! Yeah. Oh no, the exact same way I thought for sure Gamara was going to come through that time. You can't help but laugh. Oh my goodness. I couldn't have written a script better than that, baby. Incredible. Utah stealing signs where all you got to do is just play slightly under coverage and Gamara's going to think he's wide open for a bullet pass. What do you think? These guys from Utah had like a 2-inch vert? I told you, LMAO, bench Gamara. It's time. Oh, no. Yeah, that's a good clip, man. That is hilarious. Utah gets it done here to close the BearCave stream, 26-19. Arizona once again chokes on BearCave. 2 interceptions. Oh my, what are you doing? Montgomery just playing Gamara like a fiddle. Let's see how this one turned out. Holy cow, what an epic game. White getting touchdowns early, so it might have been an early game here. Riley got a return punt there, so Arizona didn't even muster an offensive touchdown today, besides this one wishbone one in the fourth quarter. Wild. I don't know why they went for 2 there. Gamara, 16-31, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. That's not going to get it done. They ran it very well, but when you get down, you got to start throwing it, obviously. Lazardi's trying to force feed his man on the outside. Only 1 catch today. Scotland and Valverde doing their thing. Rose, no interceptions from today. They get a sack from Copeland. McQueen, Ike, Wishbone doing their deed. Holy cow, what a game. And Seabass, man, doing his thing on the outside. You got Mitchell now, 20 of 30, game manager type of a game. Jeremy White. So Pacarori got 7 touches in this game early, so potentially going down with an injury. But White came in, and he was great. 4.9 a carry. Pop off. Matt Warren doing his thing. Yeah, that boneheaded move there, but got it done. And then on the defensive side, Nick Montgomery, have yourself a day. 2 picks there on the final 2 drives. That's the way you do it. Gray got himself an interception as well. And wow, what a game, folks. What a great BearCave stream, man. And as always, BearCave tradition, let's check out next week's games. Arizona, once again, unable to come through, man. At this point, man, I was hoping they'd do something with that second chance. And here we go. Let's make sure we only have one game remaining in Week 7. We would, in our new scheduling, this is the halfway point after our next game. Next week starts the second half of the year. The true playoff push begins, and we've got some great matchups here. Michigan, App State, that should be a gem. Arizona, Coastal, that one's going to be incredible. Tennessee, Kentucky, oh boy, we've got some big-time games on the horizon. This is Army versus Buffalo, the coach versus his protege. Baylor takes on Kansas. The undefeated Central Michigan Chippewas are back in action. Some big-time games coming up next week. Oh, it's star-studded. You've got Ohio State, Iowa, man. Both might be ranked at this point. Man, what a week we have in Week 8, baby. This is going to be fun. But we got one game remaining here in the SFA. Even UAB, Alabama, that should be a good one as well. Quentin Winston taking on EJ Irons. Man, oh, baby, Week 8. Week 8. Some very underrated matchups here as well. Michigan State, Minnesota. And this is one of the biggest ones. Georgia taking on Clemson. Georgia is not the team we thought they would be. This was the preseason rated best game of the year. See what happens in that one. And there you have it, folks. All right, relax there, Dogwater. We're not benching all of your starters. But that's going to end the BearCave stream. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes with game day. It's going to be Texas and Texas A&M, so stick around. And huge shout out for our new affiliation with Home Field. Check them out at homefieldapparel.com. Use code SFA for 15% off your first purchase. And as always, guys, thank you guys all for watching. I'll see you guys in a little bit.